What's going on, guys? Matthew Moniz here, and in my hands I have the Sony Xperia XZ2 Premium and the Huawei P20 Pro, two of arguably the best smartphone cameras currently on the market. Now, I think these two are great comparisons. They both have more than one camera, they both take really great pictures, and the way we're going to do this is by taking all pictures in manual mode. AI is turned off on the Huawei phone, and the 13 megapixel sensor is being used the entire time unless stated otherwise. The first picture is a sunny day. Both phones did a great shot exposing the photo. I think the Huawei P20 Pro definitely punches up the colors a little bit more. You can see that in the yellow shed. I also think the P20 Pro also goes really dark with the shadows. So certain areas like on the ground look nicer than on the XZ2 Premium. But if you take a look all the way in the back by the white little cart, you can see the wall more with the XZ2 Premium, whereas on the P20 Pro, it's harder to see. I also think the P20 Pro did a better job of capturing detail in the building all the way in the background. However, the XZ2 did a better job of capturing detail in the clouds. So again, we have another outdoor photo. This time it's a little bit cloudy. I'm gonna give this one to the XZ2 Premium. It did a much better job picking up the details. You can see that going up and down the column right in the middle of the building. You can also see it on the taller building on the left. If you look at the P20 Pro, it looks slightly overexposed. You miss out on that detail of those lines. It's a lot more gray. The shadows are better filled in on the XZ2 Premium. Same with the bottom of the building. I mean, the P20 Pro did a good job, but you get more detail in the shadows with the XZ2 Premium. The only area that the P20 Pro did slightly better was the road itself. You do see more detail on the pavement. So in this photo, it's pretty even. If anything, I'm gonna give the slight edge to the P20 Pro. I like the color of the truck better. It's a nice punchy yellow. I also think it did a better job of exposing the ground, whereas on the XZ2 Premium, there's a slight purplish hue. The background on both photos are well exposed. If anything, there's slightly more detail with the P20 Pro, but overall, they're very close. But when you turn HDR on, the yellow just gets even more yellow on the P20 Pro, giving an extra boost of color in the picture itself. I personally think the P20 Pro definitely looks more visually appealing, but again, the XZ2 Premium looks more true to life. This time, the XZ2 Premium did a better job of exposing the ground and getting more details inside of it. You do see a little bit more of the sky with the P20 Pro, but again, the details and differences between both phones are very small. So in this photo, I wanted to test details in the distance. So obviously I bumped up the P20 Pro to the 40 megapixel sensor, and obviously the XZ2 Premium's at 19 megapixels. Now it's obviously not fair. I do think the XZ2 Premium did a better job of exposing the image, but obviously you get more detail with the P20 Pro due to its sensor size. You can see the actual wing of the plane is a lot sharper, and if you look at the bottom left, whatever that thing is, you can see more details in it compared to the XZ2 Premium. So in the next photo, we have an outdoor shot, cloudy day, HDR off. XZ2 Premium definitely did a much better job. You can actually see the smoke in the sky with the Premium, whereas on the Huawei P20 Pro, it just doesn't exist. In fact, the sky looks a little bit overexposed. In the foreground, again, the Premium does a better job of picking out the details on the wood structure, whereas on the P20 Pro, way too heavy in the shadows, and you lose some of that detail. Now we have the exact same photo again, but with HDR on. The P20 Pro does a much better job in the foreground this time, showing more detail in the wood structure, but still loses out in the background. The XZ2 Premium still shows those clouds, whereas on the P20 Pro, it still looks overexposed. So in this shot, I decided to do some low light photography. This was a great image to do because there's so much going on, so many lights in every single direction. It's a great way to confuse a camera. So this is just a regular photo. I'm not using night mode on the P20 Pro. I personally think the P20 Pro did a better job of capturing the correct colors, but the image on the XZ2 Premium looks slightly sharper and more visually appealing. So here's the exact same photo. This time I decided to use night mode with the P20 Pro and ultra sensitive mode with the XZ2 Premium. So this allows for the best nighttime photography. The P20 Pro basically turned this photo into a really weird color spectrum, too much purple going on, everything is all over the place. Also, a lot of details being lost, specifically in the shadows. Whereas on the XZ2 Premium, you see that detail a lot more prevalent, especially around the lights surrounding the top. So here's another nighttime photo, just regular manual mode, no special effects or special modes. I think the XZ2 Premium did a slight slightly better job. The P20 Pro definitely went too hard on the shadows, and you can see that on the top right-hand flag. You can't see the details, whereas on the XZ2 Premium you can. But if you look at the top left background, the P20 Pro did a better job of exposing the TV screen, whereas on the XZ2 Premium, it's slightly washed out. Now again, we have the exact same photo, but this time nighttime mode is on the P20 Pro and ultra sensitive mode on the XZ2 Premium. Again, we have some of the same differences. The shadows are slightly better now compared to the previous photo on the P20 Pro, but I still think the XZ2 Premium is doing a slightly better job. However, this time the P20 Pro is slightly better exposed than the XZ2 Premium. Next up is the front-facing camera, and the P20 Pro definitely does not do a good job. Beauty mode is set to 0. I'm still getting a lot of skin smoothing around my skin. I'm also overexposed, but one of the benefits of the P20 Pro is that you actually have a portrait mode with the front-facing camera, which is something you don't get with the XZ2 Premium. The Premium, there's slight reddish tones going across my face. I definitely look a lot sharper. I'm better exposed, and you also get more of a wider field of view. Now we have slow motion, and there's no contest here. The XZ2 Premium just does a much better job. It looks cleaner, it's in 1080p, and it's better exposed. And finally, we have 4K video. HDR is on with the XZ2 Premium. Sony's phone is the only phone that can shoot 4K HDR. As you can see here, it just looks so good. Probably the best video you're gonna get on a smartphone today. None of these phones have optical image stabilization, but as you can see here, Steady Shot, which is software-based, does a much better job. And that's pretty much it for this camera comparison. Obviously, the P20 Pro also has a portrait mode. The Sony Xperia XZ2 Premium doesn't, but is rumored to get one in a future software update. I think this is the bottom line. Both of these camera phones are pretty close. I found the Huawei P20 Pro to be slightly more inconsistent, but when it does nail it, the pictures look absolutely amazing. The XZ2 Premium, on the other hand, is very consistent and takes amazing photos. I honestly think this phone has a very underrated camera, and I wouldn't be surprised if DxOMark did a review on this, it would come out close to the top. So that pretty much wraps up my camera comparison between both of these awesome smartphones. Let me know your favorite in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, hit me up on Discord, like the video if you liked it. If you want to see behind the scenes, follow me on Instagram and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see everybody in the next video.